Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to another episode of Modded Megaquarium, a brutal campaign mode. Thank you very much for joining me today and continuing to show your support for the series. If you do enjoy this episode, please leave a like and a comment, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. So I haven't done anything with the layout of this place between episodes, however I have done a lot of the research we need doing. I've built up a lot of money for today's episode, and I've also gone to the trouble of actually getting an Uber heater and an Uber chiller, and also an Uber filter on both of these as well. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've done now, and I've extended out this. What we're going to do today is try and make a fairly compact prestige generating machine, because that's what we need for this level. It's what we really should have done in Metropolis, and Metropolis was very much like a prototype for building you up to this. So many of the tricks we actually found we missed on that level we'll be able to re-put into this level. But one of the things we also need to do this is get 90 people in through the door, and as you can see at the moment we're around 60, so we're not doing too badly on that, and as we grow over time this will steadily go up. But what I wanted to try and show you today, and what I wanted to try and teach you basically in this episode, is how do we actually make this number rise? What is it that actually makes this number here go up? And so there's a few parts to this. First of all, we need to get people in through the door. Next, we need to keep them in here. And then third of all, we need to stop them from leaving. So just to go through this kind of one by one, getting them in through the door is ridiculously easy. It's just, there's a set number within the game which kind of goes up each time you rank up. So there's a rate, there's a visitor flow rate within the coding of a game. It says every, say, 2.4 seconds another person comes in, or every 1.8 seconds another person comes in. Something along those lines. So every rank you get a steady income of people coming in, and no matter how big your aquarium is, I mean this could be like ridiculously big all the way out to here, and you'd still only get that same steady flow of people coming in. So this won't go up in that case. So the idea is you need to keep people in here. So I suppose the second question you need to ask is what makes people leave? And this is a little bit more complicated. There's a few people, there's not a few, there's only two reasons. No, three to be exact. There's three reasons why people would leave. So the first reason is that they've just spent too long in here. There's a timeout in the coding of the game that says that these people, each one of these people, can only ever stay in the aquarium for a certain amount of time. Now it's actually a fairly long amount of time. I haven't worked it out exactly in kind of days, because it's all done in game ticks, and I haven't really been able to work out properly what that equates to. I mean, it's probably fairly simple maths, but there's a lot of code that goes into this game. And so, yeah, there's an absolute maximum time limit. Oh, you're just requiring supplements, okay. So do we have supplements? Just while we're going through this. We do. So I need to make sure that this is prioritised. And I think I will get another supplement chest just there as well, just to make sure. And hopefully somebody will be going to fix this soon. Come on, anybody? Anyway, while we're waiting for this to be done, okay, come on, there's actually, oh no, it's just rubbish. Yeah. So the other two reasons have to do with the amount of fun people are having. And so the first reason, which would be pretty obvious, is that people run out of activities to do. They're no longer having fun, and there's an internal number which these come in with. Each person that comes into the door starts with a fun value of 0, and then each time they go towards an attraction, then their fun value will go up. Now I haven't really worked out the exacts of this and the exact numbers involved in this. There is one number though that I have been able to work out, and that is the third reason why people would leave. And it seems a bit weird, but there is a maximum value of fun, which is actually 4,500. And so when each one person reaches a value of 4,500 fun points, whatever fun points are, then they will say, right, that's it, I've had enough, I've had a brilliant time, I'm now ready to go home. And they will stop everything and just head towards the exit. And that is one other thing that I have worked out as well, that when somebody decides that they're going to go home, no matter where they are in the aquarium, whether they could be up here in this corner and they say, that's it, I've had enough, I'm either not having enough fun, I've been here for too long, or I've had so much fun, I just want to go back and kind of, I don't want to be here anymore because I've already done everything that I want to do here. And they will stop everything they're doing and they will pathfind towards the exit, ignoring everything in their path. So you cannot get any more attractions out of them once they've had enough and they've gone and they're heading back towards the exit. So I have seen in a lot of playthroughs people doing little gift shops towards the exit and doing one-way systems around the entire place. So you put a one-way gate or a one-way arrow here and you send them all the way around here, all the way around here, all the way around here, thinking that by the time they get back to the front here, they'll be able to get some of the gift shop stuff and then head out. But that's not the most profitable way of doing it. It's not the best way of doing it at all. Because people only have a random chance of actually going to one of these things. They'll only go for these attractions if they have a low enough fun value, and also if they haven't already got something. So if they've got a copper band toy, then they won't then go and get a balloon. Or if they, I think there may be a random chance that they may swap over at some point, but it's very, very rare. So it's a good idea to actually spread your attractions out across the whole of your aquarium. And of course, the negative moodlets come into this as well. Every time somebody needs a toilet, or is bored, like this person here, or is hungry or thirsty, or sees litter and gets negative prestige from that, their fun value will decrease. And if that fun value goes back down to 0 and stays there for a period of time, I think it's, I don't know how many game ticks it is, I haven't looked into it that closely, but then they will say, right, I'm bored, I'm going home, or I really need the loot, I can't do it here, so I need to go home, or I'm really hungry, I'm really thirsty, there's nothing to eat or drink here, let's go home. And so that is how you can manage your facilities in here. That's why this setup isn't actually the best way to do it at all, because we've got very, very narrow corridors, we can't really fit much attractions in here. And this open bit at the back here means that we have to try and force a lot of stuff in this area. And so people will come all the way up here, all the way around here, and they'll look at stuff and they'll be bored for a couple of days and then they will just go home. Or they'll collect something here and then they'll have nothing else to increase their fun value by the time they get up here. There's also something else with this, that you can only get a certain amount of fun from certain attractions. So we've all seen the kind of neutral stuff down here. We don't actually have any neutral at the moment, but we get little moodlets saying that I've seen this fish before, or I've seen this like rock structure before, and you can no longer get positive prestige from it. When you start getting that, then that's it, the fun value for that item has gone. You can't get any more out of that person, and that person is more likely to go home quicker. So you need to spread everything out across the entire aquarium, and that is the most optimal way of gaining prestige, keeping prestige, and also keeping people in the aquarium, which is the important part of this. I know that was a bit of a lecture, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody here knew exactly how to get people into the aquarium, ridiculously easy because they just come, to keep people in the aquarium, spread all your stuff around the aquarium, don't have just your kind of these rocky overhangs in. Make sure you put like the pitted columns and stuff like that in as well. Don't just use these rocks, use the live rocks as well. And spread everything out. Don't make everything look exactly the same, and try not to have the same kind of fish in every tank. So if I had, say, like a clownfish in here, then this ideally would be the only place where a clownfish would be. And that's why you see in some of the starting aquariums, you'll see, I think it was a couple of levels back maybe, I can't remember exactly which one, we had a coral. No, it was actually last level. It was in my era, I want to say. One with the sharks. We had a coral grouper in one of these, and we had another coral grouper in another one, and we had another coral grouper in here, and we weren't getting as much prestige as we should have done from them, and we weren't getting as much fun as we should have done for them, because it was peaking out, and by the time people got to the third tank, they were bored of looking at coral groupers again, and so they just didn't get any more value from it. So with all of that in mind, we're now going to press pause. We are going to level Lorenzo up. Well done. Actually, no, not just yet. I want to wait just until the very, very end of this day. That's what I want to do. So we're going to go forwards in time up to, I mean, hopefully like 1650. That would be perfect. And then we're going to pause the game there. And then what we're going to do is delete almost everything. And we're just going to start again on this, because this setup here is just wrong. It's wrong for what we want it to be, which is very, very efficient. And this is in no means efficient. So here we go. We're just coming up and we're going to press pause now. This is the perfect time to sell everything off. And so, oh no, I've just realised something. I can't do it yet. That was a bit of a mistake, because what I actually wanted to do was toggle this closed, send everybody home, make sure everybody's out of here, and then pause the game. So we're going to do this, we're going to send everyone home, and I suppose we can actually start now selling everything off. And so why do I want to wait until the end of the day? That's because we make money during the day, and then at the beginning of the next day, we pay for everything that we used the previous day. So if I'm selling it all off anyway, we might as well get our money's worth. So yeah, we're just going to sell all of the tanks with all of the fish inside. We're going to make a lot of money on this from all of these sales. We're going to sell all of the food, all of the attractions, and pretty much everything apart from the pumps. I want to keep them. So if you let me go around here, I will delete everything and get all of the staff down at the front where they should be. So to build a prestige generating factory, we're going to need a range of different tanks of all different sizes, to be honest, because we're going to want some small tanks for smaller fish, so that it's not just with kind of this ridiculously huge tank taking up lots of space just to fit a couple of kind of feature fish in, which are very, very high prestige fish. We want to kind of fit the size of a tank to the size of a fish, which is also going to mean we're going to need some extremely large tanks as well. So I think I want to first just grab out a couple of different tanks that we may want to use. Some of my favourites are going to be, let's have a look. I'll actually have a look in here, because we want to have, I really like these raised tanks. And these are really good for a couple of the different fish we have. And I think I'm going to have 3 of these in total. I haven't exactly worked out a plan for this. I'm just kind of going with what I think for now. What I want to do is have a fairly large area backstage here. And I think it's going to be about there. Bit further forwards. There. Okay. So if we put these, say there, and there, and then we put in a couple of walls and a staff door, And then these are going to house, one thing I really like adding in with these, we've got some really nice starfish. And I've done this in a couple of levels now, these different starfish here. We have 5 of them in total, 3 of them are the warm water ones, and we have 2 cold water as well. However, these do grow up a bit bigger than the others. So what I was thinking is these will need a lot of maintenance because these are very hard to feed, but they all use the same food. So if we get somebody backstage here who's very, very high in feeding, which we do have, then we can set up a zone back here and they will just feed these constantly. Whenever they need feeding, they'll drop everything and come over here. So I'm going to actually drop these in now. I want the first one to be a cold water tank. So that is going to be the elegant feather star and the rosy feather star. And the reason why I'm using these ones first is because these are extremely high prestige, as you can see here. And then in the second one, I'm going to put the sawtooth feather star and the beautiful feather star. And then the third one, I actually want to put 3 of these ones together. Because these are only 30 in these tanks here. So these are 6 and these ones are 6 as well. We can have a total of 5 of these animals in. And I think we have worked this out before. But these ones are slightly better because they give a higher prestige or higher science value. So we're going to have 3 of the elegants and 2 of the rosies. 1, 2 and 3. And then of course we want 1 and 2. And they'll be able to grow up in there, no problem at all. We are going to need some things on the back here, just like that. Some platforms. And we're also going to need the zooplankton. I'm actually going to put 4 things of zooplankton here because I want to make sure that these will grow up fine. And I'm also going to put the live cultures back here so that we've got the zooplankton near. This is going to be our zooplankton area back here. And we'll have somebody that's just constantly back here, will zone all of this off so that it's really nice and easy for them to manage all of this. We're going to need to put this onto there as our first cold water tank. And so now the next one we want to do, next one over, let's have a look at the values on these ones. This is... So if we have 2 of these, that would be 14. And then we could have 3 of these. No, we could actually have 4 of these. We had 2 of these. That's 14. We have 4 of these. That would be 16, which is 30 in total. So we'll go for 1 and 2. And then the other ones, the smaller ones, we'll go 1, 2, 3 and 4. We will hook this up onto there. And then in the third one, we're going to need the last one, which is the black feather star. And we'll go 1, 2 and 3. That's 27 points. And we'll add that onto there. So all of these are fine now. That's brilliant. But the last thing we need is the talks. So we come down to here, where are they? Up a bit. There we go, the podium. I'm actually going to put 1 in front of each of them just so we can see exactly what there is. Ah, all of these are just science. So we don't want any science talks and we don't want any ecology talks because we don't need them. At this point, we're going to have plenty of the ecology points coming into this because we'll make a feature with an ecology tank. The only reason why this hasn't been far higher before is because we were stuck with the tanks that we had and largely stuck with the animals that we had as well. I do realise that I have probably sold off some animals that we won't be able to get back, but to be honest I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with that, and we will just have to deal with that as it comes. So the next one I want is actually going to be a inside corner tank. We have the deep one here. Do we have a sunken deep one? Let's have a look at what we have for inside. We have inside corner tank and a deep inside corner tank. So this one will have to do. And that's completely wrong. I actually want this one to be a nice big tank, just like that. But this is going to be far too much space behind here. So this is going to come out a bit. And we're going to put another tank just over here. And I think I want this one to be an Osaka wall tank, because these are nice and big as well. As you see, they're huge. In fact, I'm going to move this out of the way, put this one into there, and then that there. And that actually gives us the perfect amount of space behind to put a walkway in. Because what I'm thinking is we will put like an L shape of tanks down, and then we'll have like the chrysal tanks in the centre over here. And I might do one of those big industrial rounder chrysal tanks, or maybe even 2 or 3 of them. Maybe just 2 of them. And it still gives us space back here to be able to put all of the pipework in, and all of the benches and stuff, the platforms we need back there as well. So I think next to here is actually a good place for some public toilets and also staff access into the back there. So if we pull this down to the back like that, to give us a bit of a break off, I want to add in a visitor door at the front here to make sure we know where that's going to be. And then it's up to kind of me where everything else is going to go. So I think we're going to do something similar than we've done before, with it being like this. Now I've got 4 toilets in there. Now this again is not the most optimal way of doing this. That's actually only 3 toilets, but that's okay. So we can have something back here like the posters maybe. Have a couple of posters there. Or we could bring this one over and we'd have a couple of Tetra tanks there. That might actually be the best way, yeah. So let's do that. Delete that bit there. We want to have a staff door into the back. And then in these ones, we want to have some toilets. Where are they? Deluxe toilets. They're worth the extra money because they give you prestige by people going to the loo, which is always good. I am actually tempted to have just 2, or just 3 toilets in here. Then bring this over by one there. Delete that and that. And then we have a backstage area here where we can put a sponge sink and also a broom stand. Now, here's one thing else we could do. If I bring that across there, is that going to work? Tell you what, I'll do this like we used to build them, without the staff door in, because then I can do it like that. Then if that's what I want to do, yes. If I move that one over to there and that one to there, people can still get in. The staff can still get to these when they need them. These don't cause negative prestige, and we can put a bin in this corner here. And as ever, I have changed my mind again. I'm going to get rid of that and put a staff door in. Just there. Okay, so that gives us staff access into the back and it gives us public access into here. This doesn't cause negative prestige, so that's fine, and that's that done. So I think what I might do now is just cut away. I'll put some more tanks in and I will add in another toilet block somewhere over here and kind of just the initial attractions, because trying to build all of this on camera is a little bit difficult and takes up a huge amount of time, as I'm sure you can see. So our 113,000 hasn't actually gone as far as I thought it would. As you can see, I've got the basic layout of the place in, but we are going to need to actually open this place up to be able to fill these tanks in. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is actually cover these tanks over as much as we can. Now we can't do it in front just there, so you have to pull out further by one. We'll pull this over to there, keep the staff door in, and all of this as well is going to have to be covered up. We'll have to go like that. Okay, so that's all of these tanks aren't visible to the public, and the reason why I do this is because it gives you negative prestige if a member of the public sees an empty tank devoid of life or devoid of vegetation. And all of these are just placeholders at the moment, but we do have staff access in through the toilets here and through this way over here. As you can see, I put an Osaka observer tank in. This is going to be filled with a couple of sharks, some big prestige sharks, and we've got one here which may also be a shark in here, so we'll do maybe a cold water one here and a warm water one here. And then we have a couple of the corner tanks and then another large wall tank here. In this tank over here, I have actually filled this one up. So we'll come down to the ground level here and we'll have a look in here. This is full of wolffish. We have Atlantic mackerel and Atlantic cod in there. And they should all work together nicely. And I've decorated it as you can see here. And then over here, I've decorated these ones just with some various different stuff in them. Tried to make them all look a little bit different, have different decor items in. And then over here we've got fish eating an amoeba, we have pirate treasure chest, we have a purple sea urchin just there. They're apparently meant to taste incredible, these are. They're supposed to smell disgusting inside but taste absolutely amazing. I've never actually tasted one myself, but we've got two of them in here. We have a Mediterranean moray eel, we have the Californian two-spot cephalopod or octopus, and we have the green anemone, and I can't remember what this one's called. What's this one? Let's have a look. Where are we? We're all the way over here. Okay. This one is the frilled anemone as well. Yeah, so that's everything we've got in there, and I think that looks really nice, kind of set into the wall there. And one other benefit of this is because you can reach the tank from either side, then we're able to put the pumps much further out. Over here I've added in the vending machines over here with a pump hidden behind them, which is connected to this tank and this tank. And one of the nice things we can do is add in the neon Tetra tanks, and these do actually count as tanks. So what we can do is we can add one in. Let's see where we want to do this. Trying to, if we have two different bits just here, and we'll say it like that, I think is probably going to be the way. Yeah, because then we can connect those two together. And then we do the same over here. Just like that. Then we can box this off. Just like this. And it allows us to daisy chain, because we can now add this neon Tetra tank. It counts as a tank with 0 space, so you can add that onto here, and it doesn't actually add any size to the network, so you don't have to add more heat, more filtration for that, but it also allows you daisy chain like this. If we add in now a power pump into there, and we'll add this one onto it, and here, and add this one onto it. Now, here's going to be the difficult thing. This side is actually going to need to be a little bit different. So I'm not going to worry about this for just yet. And actually, we may be able to add this much further over. In fact, yes, we will. So if we did one there, and one there, let's see which ones we can reach now. So we can reach both of these. Can we put this much further over? So if we have that one there and that one there, which ones can we add now? Okay, so we can still get to this one. So we can still get them right here, which means we could push these chrysal tanks up a bit and make a bit more of a feature over here. So what I want to do next is actually work on one of these chrysal tanks, because we have a quest in here that we haven't sorted out yet. $4,000 now, which is really going to benefit us at the moment because we are low on cash and we're not quite ready to open up just yet either. But we also get 300 base prestige after we finish this. And one of these is a chrysal tank with 4 fried egg jelly in them, with sufficient lighting, sufficient water quality and sufficient heating. So we are going to go for the fried egg jelly here. And we're going to grab those out. So we'll go for fried egg. I'll go 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that's that part of it completed. And then if we just put some lights onto this now, which is down at the bottom here, and get some lights on. That is the lighting sorted out. So now we just need to get these together, and I've just realised I don't actually need to do any of this, because one thing I did do is push everything forwards a bit. So that means that we've actually got enough space back here now to be able to daisy chain just off all of this. So I think I want this one to be cold water. These 3 I actually want to be hot water. So if we come into here, scroll down for a large pump, and we'll place that just there, which means we can connect this one. It means we can also connect, oh actually we're not going to be able to do it just here, are we? So it's going to need to be over here. So we place it down there. We can connect that one. We can connect that one. We can connect this one. And also we can connect this one. And then over here we have, can we actually reach it already? Ooh, not quite. But if we move this now over to here, we should be able to get this. We should be able to get this. And we should be able to get that. And that will now complete this one once we open up. So next, that's actually only cost us about 2,000, less than 2,000, but we do need the live artemia. So back here we have our zooplanktons. We can grab some live artemia and we'll place that down there. And I think we are at the moment, this is going to be a terrible aquarium when it opens, but we are actually able to open now, which will mean we'll get some money coming in. We will need to make a couple more of these little kiosk type things over here so that people have got attractions over here, but we've got enough toilets in, we have enough attractions in to stop people from just complaining altogether. We also have a couple of money making items with these posters. We've got a couple of Tetra tanks in and a couple of these copper band toys in as well, but I will want to add in a lot more kiosks and stuff in over time. But I think we're going to open it up now and make sure everything's good. We'll probably lose a bit of money for a while, but especially if I don't open it up. I've done that before. So now we should have people actually coming in. Yes, we do. But this is going to be a very slow start now. We will lose money for a couple of days, which is exactly why I opened it now and not when we were on 0. However, after a couple of days, this will all be sorted out and we will actually start making money again. And when we do start making money, we can add in more stuff. On these podiums here, I've added in a California 2-spot octopus talk, which is worth 13. There we go. There is plus 300 base prestige. We also have a green anemone talk and a fish eating anemone talk. And all the talks I'm going to be adding are going to be staggered throughout the days, and they are going to be all prestige based. So having checked the time on the video, we are actually running a little bit over now. So I think this is where we are going to say we've finished this episode for today. I'm going to have to obviously babysit this aquarium for quite a while and make sure everything's in place. Obviously I don't at the moment have stuff like tool stations, which I really should have. We don't have cleaning closets, brim stands, like we really should have either. We're going to be pushing our luck for stuff for a while, for the money for a while. We'll delete all of those. Gift opportunity. Okay, we do have another one of these as well, so we'll have a look at this next episode. But yeah, this is just daily sales, so we'll complete this without a problem at all, and we'll make it look nice and pretty. So yeah, I'm going to make sure this is back up and profitable for next episode. I might put a few more fish in and start working on the kiosks as well. But I'm recording this like 3 hours before it's supposed to be uploaded, so I really need to get it out. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. If you do enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.